wanted to do a quick walkthrough of all of my books just to explain them and let you guys know they're available if they may be helpful to you. I wrote this first book back in 2018. It's luminous. It's based off my daily channeled writings I posted them on Instagram, and they did really well and resonated with a lot of people. So I took those and some of the more versatile writings and channelings I did and put them in the book, and included the artwork, the sacred geometry artwork that is encoded with light and activations. So speaking of activations, just a quick walkthrough. I'll just go through a few pages here. This book is the hardcover, and there's a paperback as well, is only available on my website. I don't think it's available on Amazon anymore. I'm not sure. But your best option is to go to my website. So we'll just go through this really quick, and I'll show you a few pages. The coding. So this is a great book to start. There's a lot of healing activations in here, as well as it helps with dissolving any density or darkness within your field. And it helps at the very beginning of a healing journey, and actually throughout time. This could be an oracle deck. I didn't turn it into one because of the book, but I may end up doing that at some point. But for now, what you can do with this is just use it as inspiration. But it's a pretty powerful book for sure. So this was the first one. Then the second book, I actually wrote this, and it's under One Precious Light now, not Mariah Beretta, and I changed the names on all my books so they were more coherent through all channels. So you can find everything under One Precious Light. And you can find them all on my website as well. But I wrote this in 2013 as a class, and it was a 50-page paper. And I had some friends do the course with me, and they were completely overwhelmed. They said it should be a semester class at a university. They got a lot out of it, but it was too much information for a 3 to 5 hour workshop. So what I did is I broke it down into smaller tidbits of information, and it ended up being a bird's eye view and tip of the iceberg experience of alchemy and the spiritual path. So this is a really good introduction as well. We go into the intellectual, analytical aspects of quantum physics, very, very basic stuff, and merge that with intuitive knowledge to give you a good foundation to move forward on the spiritual path with discernment and ability to perceive what's true versus not true. And this is a really good foundation, because when you move into the spiritual path, there's a lot of a distortion, there's a lot of false light, there's a lot of people who say they're one thing but are something else. So it's really good to have a strong foundation, and that's what this book does. It gives you the ability to define that for yourself, whereas I'm not telling you right from wrong or up from down. It gives you the ability to do that, and as you continue moving through your spiritual journey and you heal, you will be able to perceive more and more truth from illusion. Okay, so the book is, it's like 100 and something pages, pretty large font, but there's a bunch of meditations in here, practices in here. We go through the 4 phases of alchemy, do a coherence meditation, talks on gamma brain waves, how to connect to the universal field, quantum world and thoughts, how your thoughts define reality. We go through all of the chakra systems, so if that's new, you can go through a basic in-body chakras. I don't think I go into the higher gateways in here. Let me see. You go into the etheric body, emotional body, mental body, astral body, what these are, really basic definitions. Manifestation techniques, what it is, just really, really basic steps. A lot of you guys may know all this, but it's a great foundation. We have a heart alignment meditation in here. So another great place to start. And I did the class 2013. I lived in Brooklyn at the time, and I was wandering around going to spiritual yoga shops, being like, would you guys be interested in me doing workshops here? And talked about it. It was a merging of quantum physics and intuition and analytical, and people were pretty closed off to the idea back then. And then I found a healing center that I started doing healing work out of, and did some in-person workshops with this, and those ended up great, doing really well. And then I wrote the book actually in 2020. So I had an online course. It was a video course on Udemy, and I actually took that down because it's in the Enzo Academy now. So if you learn visually better, I have an actual video course that goes over this stuff too. And I did that way before I wrote the book. I wrote the book to give access to more people. Okay, then I have the Star Crafting book. Again, this is under One Precious Light on Amazon. I wrote this in 2020 as well. And so I was an athlete growing up, and after I quit gymnastics, I went to school for landscape architecture. I studied fine art, graphic design, fashion design, interior design. I did all sorts of stuff in college, and I ended up painting for a really long time, and I don't paint anymore, but art was a huge part of my healing process, as well as music and fashion, self-expression, self-knowing. And so what this book does is it goes into the spiritual aspects of creativity. We go into a lot of meditations and ideas, concepts, things that you can work on to begin clearing your field through creative means, connecting to the divine through creativity. There's also processes of movement, free-form dance, writing, free writing. I mean, obviously I write. I've written thousands and thousands and thousands of pages just for me that no one's ever read. And a channel. So in this book, we go into, I'll show you the beginning, a little bit about my background, who I am. And then the sections we have are Soul Chronicles. So we have free writing, Sacred Violet Flame. I go into some details about this, coherence and affirmations, how to begin speaking to yourself more kindly, letters to the self with love. We have painting practices, the alchemical painting. So using color and light, shadow to express emotions, and also to begin the visualization process to work with the auric field. We do a little bit on multidimensional travel, mystical movement we have here. So in the alchemical painting, it's flow painting, manifest destiny. So there's manifestation techniques, visual and energy analysis. You can begin working on perceiving your own auric field. We go into the white fire meditation, skywalking lesson. So this is multidimensional travel, mystical movement. We go into frequency shifting, how to adjust your frequency, mind movement, so using the mind to move the body without the body even moving. So if people are unable to move, they can still get that spiritual experience of movement. Or if you're too tired or you're meditating and you feel like you need some expression, you can actually do it with your consciousness. That's like visualization for athletes. I did that all the time as a gymnast. And then we have magic, miracles, manifestation. So manifestation techniques, traveling to the white misty realm to help you with creating thought forms, as well as experiencing higher dimensional realities. Soul retrieval. So if you need to or want to start working on retrieving soul fragments, I teach you how to do this in here, as well as channeling, a little bit more about the Ascension path, and summary. So again, we have, you know, I don't know, was it 200 something pages here? 187. Information about sound and music, Ascension, how to channel. Precipitation. So precipitation is when a manifestation breaks through the quantum reality and actually comes into physical reality. So I talk about that a little bit. And then this book I just wrote this year, War of God. And this is basically a technical book on the Ascension process and how to work with your energy field and your consciousness to stabilize higher frequencies and connection to the divine and the true source connection. It teaches you how to move through all of the densities of space-time and connect to unity consciousness and embody unity consciousness. And the processes have to be done by you. And the Enzo Academy, as well as One Precious Light Healing, is an aid to help you through this. Nobody can do this for you. So I can't say, oh, you have to do this, this, and this to do it. This goes through the energetic structures that I was shown and the evolution of the light body through all the densities. And so you can observe, and if you don't want the support or help of the Enzo Academy or One Precious Light, you can sit down and utilize these images to help you to stabilize and strengthen your field. This is the detailed expression of Ascension. So we'll go through this a little bit. Table of contents. This, I've actually edited the format of this a little bit. And I have two sources, two printers. So I print one on Amazon and one on Mixum. So Mixum's only available in the US. They're the same price. There's just a smaller printer, and some people don't want to use Amazon, so I wanted to give that option to people. In this, I also go into a lot about the cosmic map, cosmic reality of space-time, so we can look at the unity or one in a more linear, logical way. Even though it doesn't exist like that, it helps us as humans to define where we are, what we're doing, why we're doing it. It takes a lot of the questions out of things that we can't necessarily know or understand, but it helps us to navigate in linear time in a spiritual way, more integrated. And it also helps take out the guesswork of Ascension, because you can move through this pretty smoothly. And I go through all the densities. The aura of God. So we have a definition here. And this universal sphere, go into the inversion, what it is, how it was built and defined, and how we find our way back to this unity consciousness with the divine. Go into the inversion. Talk about healers and healing, diet and plant medicine, resonance to frequencies, integration and understanding, talk about electromagnetic radiation in the field, some techniques to help protect your energy and your field from those. Valerie Hunt, raising the frequency and frequency ranges that we use, that are used in the book. I explain that. The nervous system and spiritual advancement. These are just a lot of little tidbits to help you navigate. I go into the universal descriptions of the gateways and the cosmic descriptions of the gateways. And I go into the differences in the energy field. So this would be just a outline of the 3D system. And here would be a 3D system that is only has the lower 3 chakras activated, 3 levels of the field activated, but is also carrying a lot of blocks and distortions. Okay, that would be a 3D system there. And I'm not going to go through this entire book, but we'll go to the 5D light body. And these are at the beginning. So 5D energy system, there's a different frequency range. So you move into the upgraded chakra system, you activate the aqua heart, and then before you move into mid 5D about, you can activate the Merkaba, which is the 24-point star of Ascension. So those are some imagery for you guys there. And then we go all the way through. This is the 7D light body, where the auric field basically dissolves and you connect to primarily the golden heart field and the Merkaba. And then at the very end, we have, where's the 8D? Very end, we have the rainbow body. And so this activates when you moved through all of the densities, cleared all karma, all darkness, all distortions in your field, and you connect to God's aura, which is the universal field, or I call it the cosmic field, because we're dealing with the entirety of all existence. You connect to that field as your own. And you can move at this phase, you can move between your individual field and the aura of God. And that is the shift back and forth. But you primarily embody this, which there isn't really a field because you are all that is. And that is the huge shift, okay? And so this book defines that for you in a very technical way to help you navigate it. You can do it on your own, or we are here to help you as well. So that was the point of that, was to have a map. So if you do ever lose your way, or you lose your frequency, or your field somehow gets really distorted, starts unraveling, rips, tears, holes, this can happen with a fall of grace if you make a really inverted, distorted decision, but you can always come back from it. Okay, that's why I mapped this, was to help people. We are humans and we're not perfect, and everyone's going to make mistakes. So we do the best that we can. And so you will move up and you'll move back, and you move up and then you move back, and then you move up, and you learn while you're doing this. And this helps you to define that path for yourself and helps to keep you on track. So if you do fall back, you always have a roadmap back to the one, okay? I have written 2 other books that are not for sale yet. I have the Enzo technique, and that's available in the Enzo Academy. That teaches you how to do the Enzo technique. I have the video tutorials on that as well. I also wrote the Soul Physician's Guide to OPL Quantum Healing. This is for those that want to do OPL Quantum Healing. It's only available to those people and people that are in the Academy. And then I just recently wrote this book, which is everything that's in the Enzo Academy, and I'm in the process of writing, transcribing all the videos, so I will compose that into a book. The Enzo Academy book is not available yet. I may make this available as a resource for people in the Enzo Academy, but I have not done that yet. So anyways, those are my books. If you're interested, please see the link below, and I hope that they are helpful and supportive to you if you do choose to purchase any.